Okay, turn 36. So, news this turn. First, Wilberpost has cast Riches from Beneath. So, as a result, he is getting an income boost and a resource boost. So, a resource boost, and then an income boost that is linked to the resource boost. Also, interestingly, I think that affected both of us, because look, my income jumped up at about the same ratio his did. So, also look at the research graph, that's hilarious. So, yeah, I think it actually affected both of us. I'd have to go back and look at previous videos to see what my resources were in order to confirm that, but I believe it did. Did I never take care of that event in Vanheim? There was an event in Vanheim, wasn't there, that was causing unrest? I think there was. I think I didn't take care of it. I think I'm dumb. Ascanios, can we get back there with your troops? We're going to have to get some troops up there to do something about it. I don't have any troops. All of my troops have gone to the front. Well, that makes it difficult. Yeah. I'm not going to pull those guys back. So, here's Marignon. He's got a Malqui in there, and he's also got mainly Hatan Runas, which are garbage, and Hurim Priests, which are not garbage. Hurim Priests are flying Death 2 mages, which are scary. So, we're going to move everybody in to besiege that, except for Zevadiah, who has given his wine bag to Lycastos, and he's going down here to conquer Ulifa. So I can take those provinces. Marignon and Bandar Log had contacted me to ask me to leave them Marignon. And basically I said, I mean, if you can take it and hold it and keep it under siege, that's fine. But it has to be under siege because I need Nazca not to be doing things with it. So we are going to pile a whole bunch of troops on Marignon and try to bust it down. We're also going to take Ulifa and then move up and take Assad and all that stuff. We're going to be pushing past Marignon. If they can get some forces over here, yes, I'll hand it over to them. I'm doing that because, yes, not having Marignon will be a strategic disadvantage in a way, but I'm already much stronger. Like, in terms of territory, income, and troops, I'm as strong as, like, both of them put together, almost. And that's not counting Nasajin, who is at least much stronger than Marignon. So, I'm okay with them having that. Like, it doesn't really bother me. I do have this group of Condors raiding. Ulm is getting the shit raided out of him. And so he killed a Hurin priest here, which is pretty good. Like, them losing a Hurin priest is a serious problem here in Muforth. I think he just ate an unlucky shot. Yeah, because these are all horse tribe. So I'm pretty sure he just took an unlucky arrow to the dome. And he'll turn into a Malqui priest, which is still a mage, just mummified and actually better, because it has an 8 caster. But even so, killing him, helps. Oh yeah, he got diseased. That's hilarious. Killing him helps because it means he's not here. He's back at home. Yeah, so he just ate an arrow. Oh, so one of them is diseased and has no health, and one of them just straight up died? That's pretty good. Yeah, so this guy will die inside of like a turn or two. Excellent, great. Okay, so that means... yeah, he'll die, I think, next turn. So that means that they're not actually going to be able to raid with this group because they're going to be out of commanders. Great, great, great. Excellent. That is wonderful news. Unexpected events. I found a gold deposit in Vanheim, which is great. In Obalshan, I was right. He moved in an army to try and beat me off, and beat me off. To try and destroy my besieging army, and I anticipated that would happen and moved away. So it was just a scout who ran away successfully, so I lost nothing. In Farseer Mountains, I am being raided still. In Lomark, I took... this is the province up north of Nazca's. And in Cormark, I took that from Marignon retreat details. Who retreated? Oh, my human slaves. I took Cormark because it was just sitting here, and nobody was going to be able to do anything with it. And if I didn't take it, then Pangea would. And Pan is recruiting Dryads here, which are going to go mess with me. And I don't like it. And I don't want it to happen, but I can't stop it, so... oh well. I'm recruiting Emites over here now. They can hold research boosters, and so their own inherent research inefficiency doesn't really matter so much. Up here, I'm not actually recruiting mages because I'm out of money. I have no money. 0. Primarily because I'm recruiting so many Amazons. So that's happening. I'm recruiting Amazons there, I am recruiting a Zamzamite and some Anakites. Over here I'm recruiting Emites, and up here I'm recruiting nothing. And that is all of my funds committed. Oh, also I'm upgrading this fortress, so that's taking some funds. Belia is carrying a hammer, and what was she forging? She was forging frost brands, I think. Or possibly shoes. No, she was forging shoes. So she needs to forge another pair of shoes. I kind of just want to defend here. In case this army attacks me. I'm attacking with this army. I'm moving in because he moved back in order to defend himself from Satis's big stack that came in here and is going to go into Mictlan and screw up his whole day. I would love for that to happen. I would not necessarily love for Satis to get Mictlan's capital, but to be honest, Mictlan's capital doesn't give a huge amount of gems. It gives 1 nature, 1 water, 1 air, 1 fire, and 1 astral. So it's a wide spread of gems. Yeah, that's pretty bad. But if he locks this place down with this army in it, then I can just take a whole bunch of provinces for free. So that's fine. To be honest, I will swap the capital in exchange for getting, like, all this. Which I will absolutely do. I will just ruthlessly assault them with this army. The army that I'm moving out is this. It has a small communion, backing up my mages. It has Notorious B.I.G. and Tupac. Unfortunately, Tupac doesn't have armor, but at least he does have a helmet and 2 weapons. It's got Pinchas, who is not bringing the Skullface with him. Don't need to risk that on the field of battle. It's also got Reshef, and it has 8 Astral Mages total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I swear to God I had 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. However, I actually need to bring 1 more, I've just realized, because I need Reshef to cast anti-magic, just in case. Just in case. So, let's take Zarin. We'll give your research boosters to somebody else. You all can move in. Zarin, I need you to cast Communion Slave. And then I need Reshef instead of Communion Slave. Oh, that's right, it was Balat. Well, that's fine. I'll bring Balat too. There we go. Excellent. Let's make sure that Balat is somewhere where he will be safe for at least a couple of rounds. Yeah, he's right here in the middle. Stuck in the middle with you. These 4 I'm actually not bringing. I thought about it and I'm like, they're fire 2. The only thing they could do would be spam fire elementals. And fire elementals will not work on Nazca. Now, I think they will. I'm trying to remember right now. I'll go back and look at the videos where I caught a sight of their Bless later. But I don't think they have fire and shock resistance. So I think fire elementals will work on them. But they won't work on Nazca and Mictlan, which is the thing. So, this army is going to roll in here and besiege Elder Hill. Balat is carrying a bunch of gems. We're also going to have... I need a scout here. And he also needs to be carrying a bunch more Astral Pearls and a few Earth Gems. And I'm not going to carry any Death Gems. But he is going to sneak through this way to go help them reload. I don't want him sneaking through that province in case they're patrolling, so he has to go this way. I'm also summoning Sea Trolls, because Mr. Ed summons a bunch of Sea Trolls. I think he gets 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He gets 12. So he's pumping out Sea Trolls until I run short of Water Gems, and then I will go back to using my Water Gems to forge Frost Brands. Because Frost Brands are going to be more efficient. Here's the thing, once again. Frost Brands are actually not going to be effective against Supayas, but they will be effective against Eagle Warriors and against Condors. So I just kind of have to keep swapping my gear out. So Notorious B.I.G. right now is using a Sword of Swiftness because I don't actually have Frostbrands sitting around. And Tupac is using a Mace of Eruption and Main Gauss of Parrying. You know what? Let's put that away. Let's take that one from Pinchess and give it to Tupac. And that will give Tupac Defense Skill 24, which will help him. It'll get whittled away very, very quickly, but it'll help, because he'll actually be 26 when he's quickened. And that'll be that. Notorious, little biggie here, is scripted to cast 4 spells. He's going to bless himself to be quick. He's going to summon Earth Power to reinvigorate, so he will have reinvigoration 6. He's going to cast Iron Skin to bump his natural protection to 20 and his total protection up to close to 30. And then he's going to Temper Flesh so that he takes half damage from attacks. He'll already be taking no damage from the shock portion. With all of that, he should be nearly bird immune. Not quite bird immune, but really close to bird immune. And so he should be able to... The only problem will be him fatiguing himself out, which will happen. I mean, there's no way for me to stop it. But it'll be better. If I had another pair of shoes, I would give them to him. Actually, I'll tell you what, I am going to give him another pair of shoes because Macklemore is playing defense right now and doesn't need his shoes at the moment. So, Biggie gets the shoes. Tupac is a lot less well-geared, but at least he does have an Amulet of Anti-Magic. So they're both Magic Resistance 23, which will help. They could also be casting Iron Will. But so far, Team Bird does not seem to be relying on Magic Resistance negates spells. They seem to be relying on birds. Which is pretty much what I expected. Over here, a little worried about accidentally bumping, but Sibrigol is actually going to go in to attack Valador. I think if we bump, my army can win. I'll send Lucid a message telling him that I'm taking this province. And that'll be that. So I think those are my orders for the turn. We're pushing on Team Bird, doing some damage, we're kind of fencing with them. Because what I don't want is I don't want this army hopping on this army and smashing it, because this army represents a huge fraction of my power. It has 4 slow-to-recruit capital-only mages. It has a significant number of other mages. It also has a lot of gems worth of summons. It has like 40 death gems worth of summons in it. I don't really want it to die, but I mean, if it dies, it dies. Like, there's not much else I can say. Research-wise, I just take Conjuration level 6, which enables me to call Molochs. I also can summon Mazakim, but I don't have many nature gems, so I'm not spending them on Mazakim just yet. Not Molochs, what am I saying? That's level 4. Enables me to call Ditanu. Ditanu are ethereal Adons with magic paths, and they are wonderful. I could also technically call a Hashmal, but I don't have the paths or the time for that just yet, although a Hashmal would be pretty cool, and I will get one sometime pretty soon. I'm going down to Conjuration level 7, which will give me Malakim. Malakim, unfortunately, require you to sacrifice a Zamzumite, but it gets you a Malik and 4 ethereal Super Adons Super Anakites to guard it. So, yeah, definitely worth it. We'll get there, but it's going to take us a little while. So we're going to hit Conjuration level 7. After that, we are going to go down Alteration to get Marble Warriors, Bone Grinding, and Phoenix Pyre. And then hopefully down to level 8 to get Will of the Fates, because that will make all of my troops lucky, and lucky quickened Blood Surge Anakites are even more obnoxious than ones that aren't lucky. With these Sea Trolls, I'll either use them as chaff above ground, or I'll go take this little province from the Kululus, or both. In fact, probably both. Sika here is moving out to... I'm probably not going to move her there because she might get birded. Going to move her up here so that she can start searching for nature sites, because no one has ever searched for nature sites yet. Macklemore is just going to research, and actually, yeah, he's not in as much danger, so we are going to give Tupac the Armor of Knights to buff his protection. Actually, Tupac isn't as important as Big E. I'm sorry, Tupac. I know that was very that statement's gonna get me in fucking trouble. I know, but I'm gonna give Big E. He's better. He has Earth magic. All right, he's an Earthadon. That's better than a Fireadon. Rap fans, do not crucify me. But we're gonna give it to Notorious B.I.G. over here. So Tupac is just gonna kind of be sad still, but it'll make Big E better. All right, we're trying to keep Big E alive, guys. Tupac's already a lost cause. In any case, let's end the turn with that. Turn 36. Well, I'll see you in turn 37, where hopefully we'll have busted this fort wide open, since we do have like more than 300 siege strength here, and we can storm it and then move on to the next. While ideally Satis attacks Mictlan's capital, although I don't necessarily anticipate they'll do that. Goku's little buddy. It'll depend. I mean, it kind of depends on how confident Nuclear Monkey is. And against this army, I would not be very freaking confident, but maybe he doubtless has a trick up his sleeve. I'm sure he does. So we'll see how good that trick really is. Or we'll see if he's going up here and fencing with Mictlan or what's happening, but at the very least, hopefully he'll keep this army kind of tied down while I move in to take the northern front. And I'm hoping to kind of maneuver this army out of place. Like, my goal here is I take this fort. That makes this army abandon its position for fear of being attacked from both sides. And then I can move in and take this fort for free, while this army is locked down by the need to protect the capital from Nuclear Monkey, who presumably will be bringing up even more troops. Now, this army of Nuclear Monkeys is a little bit cut off, so I'm hoping he has more troops. He's got his worm here. So yeah, he's got more troops available. Anyway, let's see how it works out. I'll see y'all in turn 37. Alright, it's turn 37. The bird war continues unabated. In fact, it is only increasing in intensity. Lots of raiding. Mictlan is launching little forces into Blue Moss Forest. This little force is attacking Tesiphon. Remember, this Herm Priest is diseased, and so I believe he'll actually die next turn. I was thinking he was going to die this turn. I think he's going to die. I think he's not dead yet. I think he's going to die next turn, which will strand that force. In Marignan, we rolled in with our 15 Anakites, a whole bunch of slaves, a few other giants, wiped out the province defense. In Elder Hill, we also rolled in and wiped out province defense. Now, I had a little communion set up here in order to maximize Skeleспam. And if we go through, we see my defensive setup, I think, is okay. However, my Rephite Sage didn't cast Anti-Magic because he didn't need to spend the gems. But my Sages ended up very, very high in fatigue anyway. And I believe... I think one reason for that is that I have my Zamzamites casting at Death 6, and since they are Death 3, they are giving quadruple fatigue to the slaves. So when they cast Horde of Skeletons, they're inflicting significant fatigue. The Zamzamites are only giving... The Emites, are only giving double, but still, that's a reasonable amount of fatigue. So I do have to worry about that a little bit, because this was a fairly short battle. In a long battle, my slaves will die. This Rephite Sage is only 90 fatigue, interestingly, which tells me that some significant fraction of the remaining fatigue comes from astral spells, from Balat, who cast Body Ethereal on himself and an Anakite. That shouldn't have caused all that much fatigue. I don't know. I think... Also, they didn't get Earth-powered, so they weren't affected by Earth power, which is a little bit sad. But in any case, I think this is an okay setup. In a long battle, it will self-destruct, but it should allow me to crap out a ton of skeletons and do some damage. In Farseer Mountains, we took the province. In Valador, we took the province. And in Witherland, we were attacked and killed one Eagle Warrior for the loss of our province defense. Now, in Ulifa, we took the province, albeit some of our units ran. In fact, viewing this battle leaves me a little bit perplexed, because what I've got here is Anakites and then two smaller giants, and this is just a little bit of province defense with a couple of ghosts. And so, yeah, he just lands, gets obliterated. And then it's just like, they go in, Okay, they're going. Nothing's wrong. Nothing's the matter. Nobody runs away that I notice. And yet... Retreat details. Oh, no, wait, I understand. I know why this is now. It's because I was attacked by Bogus in Ulifa. So in case you don't know, when Bogus attacks, what happens is a little group of extremely powerful geared up units appears. We've got Fadmargast, the Dark Knight. This is based off, I believe, the D&D party of the game developers. So we've got Fadmargast, who has a cat charm, and Black Steel Full Plate, a horror helmet, a Black Steel Kite Shield, and Faithful, which gives him luck. So he has 4 attacks. He's basically a Zayedin on crack. He has 4 attacks, defense skill 29, causes fear, and is lucky. Plus he has storm power and storm immunity. Then you've got Bogus, the Troll Raider, who has a Precious that gives him attack skill and strength, the green stone armor that gives him a ton of protection, and a wraith sword that gives him life drain. And he regenerates because he's a troll. He's also a berserker +5. He hits for 44 damage at attack 17, and he regenerates 7 hit points around. You've got Creon, who is honestly not all that impressive, except he has a rune smasher and some gear, and he is a mage. You've got Fang the Troll Archer, who fires a true shot longbow that pretty much always hits. And he's also quickened. So he gets 2 melee attacks that are both very high quality. And then you have Kartuk the Troll Mage, who is a troll, has an Ice Pebble staff that lets him cast Numbness, and can also Thunderstrike. So, they run into a gang of Anakites, and watch what happens. Notice how he's not taking any damage? Do you notice that? Do you notice that he's not taking any damage? And then frickin' Bogus comes in. Bogus gets whacked right at the start there, but then he's regenerating through it. Like, I would have killed him given time. I did inflict Battle Fright, but... yeah. Fadmargast took 1 hit, but his luck saved him. And Bogus has already regenerated back up to full. So, that happened. And that was highly unfortunate. And then, as you can see, 4 units retreated and only 1 made it back to friendly territory. I bounced a scout off of the Sodden Merc. Bandar Log found him. And Ogden Mercs has been besieged, so I couldn't finish the fort there. So it's a good thing I moved these guys back. So, got this little army here. Could go deeper, and I think, in fact, we will. Now, the other unfortunate thing, we can see a lot of battles between Ulm and Team Bird. Ulm raiding and attacking. Mechlin bounced a unit there. In Assist, let's view this battle because it was very interesting. This was the first major battle I've seen between Sitis and Mechlin. So we've got Mechtlin's God, Bald Eagle's Scream, the Hun Balam, with the Bless, shock weapons, fire resistance, quickness, strength +8. And then a whole bunch of Jaguars, either summoned or generated by the Hun Balam. A lot of them are diseased, interestingly. Or at least a significant fraction of them are diseased. Which makes me think they must have been starving for some time in order to accumulate, a number of diseases, or they moved through a disease-creating province. But in any case, he's got a whole bunch of Jaguars, and Jaguars are, double attack sacreds. They're summonable. They're like Condors, just not as bad, because they don't fly and they don't have all the extra benefits, and they're undisciplined. But Mechlin can summon Jaguars, so he's got a whole bunch of Jaguars. He's also got a whole bunch of Eagle Warriors, some basic infantry, some Jaguar Warriors, and then he's got his Nahualis, who are in Turkey form. They can mesmerize, and they are Astral Nature Mages. I believe there's a chance of them randoming blood, which is pretty much the only way middle-aged Mechlin can break into blood short of some very high-level summons. This one has a Ring of Dwarven Gold, so at some point that Cetician lizard who picked up a Ring of Dwarven Gold must have been killed. Oh, by the way, I was stupid. I realized why I have a guy with a Ring of Dwarven Gold. He got it from he must have gotten it from from Vanheim's God. I didn't think I'd ever had a gang of human slaves fighting Vanheim's God, but I don't know. I don't have a great explanation for that. But that must be where it came from. And so we've got all that stuff. On the other side, we've got Satis's army. He's got a whole bunch of poison slingers, a gang of long-dead horsemen, a lot of his sacreds, a lot of his swamp guard. He's got some sacred serpents, which are standard bearers that have a poisonous fang attack and otherwise are fairly unexceptional. And he's got some of his Sobek sacred guard, which have the dual attacks with high damage and the largeness and hit points and protection. He's also got one Lizard King, who is Holy 3, and 4 Marsh Masters. Yes, 4 Marsh Masters, including Samog, Cabbage Eater, and Goku's little buddy. So, that's Satis's army versus Mictlan's army, and let's see how this goes. They're all casting all kinds of spells, and Cabbage Eater is casting Foul Vapors, while the others all cast Swarm to generate chaff. However, it's not really helping. The Jaguars are just chewing their way through everything. They go in, they start hitting the Sacreds, and they hit the Marsh Masters because the Marsh Masters were right up front, which I think is kind of an interesting choice. I would have actually put them centrally, or tried to put them centrally in the blob of Sacreds to give them the maximum amount of time possible. But, I don't know. Over here, the Long Dead Horsemen are charging into the Jaguar Warriors and getting riggedy wrecked. In the back, so you see all those red lines? That's the Blood Vengeance going off, because remember, Satis's Bless includes Blood Vengeance, and so anytime you hit them, you have to take a magic resistance check, and if you fail, you take an equivalent hit. Jaguars have really bad magic resistance, so, and Eagle Warrior's magic resistance is not terribly great. So the Blood Vengeance does quite a bit of damage, and then in the post-battle cleanup, almost all of the Jaguars die of poison. The Eagle Warriors, not so much. The Foul Vapors, I guess, didn't hurt them nearly so badly. But so you can see here in the end analysis, Satis lost their whole army, including 4 of their Marsh Masters and a slow-to-recruit level 3 priest, and a regular priest, and a medium-sized pile of Sacreds. Mictlan didn't lose as much, certainly. They didn't lose their Hunbalam. They did lose 2 of their Nahwalis, although those are cheaper mages. And then they lost about 90 Sacreds all told. Mainly Jaguars. They lost almost all of their Jaguars, but they also lost about 1/3 of their Eagle Warriors. So it certainly wasn't a sacrifice in vain by Satis, but it was a loss, I would say. I would say this was not overall worth it. And to be honest, I feel like, I don't know. I'm not sure what the Marsh Masters could have done. I feel like having the Marsh Masters a little further back would have helped, and possibly having them Skelespam or something. I mean, I didn't really catch what they were doing, to be honest. I didn't really see them accomplishing much, but to be fair, the Jaguars hit very quickly. Those quickened Jaguars, they might have actually killed the Marsh Masters before they were able to cast a second spell. I think that might... I don't know why it does that sometimes. So let's look at the unit overview real quick here. And you can see a lot of dead Eagle Warriors, a lot of dead Frogs, Giant Scorpions, many dead Jaguars already. These are all the things that were generated by Swarm. So, Goku's little buddy. Okay, yeah, he cast Swarm, he cast Resist Poison, and then he died instantly. Nimrud, same. Swarm, Resist Poison, and then they got killed in the middle of their script. Okay, so they got 2 spells, and then they were murdered. Yeah, I don't know. That's just hard, like, quickened Jaguars with this kind of strength buff are hard to deal with, because they get high level of attack, and they do a ton of damage. And the Blood Vengeance, of course, requires that your Sacreds be dying in order to proc the Blood Vengeance. So, Ogden Mercs is under siege, which is annoying. It interrupts me, but it doesn't threaten the fort. I've actually broken this palisade. There's almost nothing there. So, what I'm going to do is... I'm going to leave Athel with some random garbage. In fact, I think there may be nothing in this fort. Because basically I want to move the main strength of the army. So I'm going to leave Athel with those guys, and they will try to clear the palisade. So you storm the castle while everyone else is moving to go hit Obalshin. That will leave me with plenty of siege strength. Maintain the siege real quick. Yeah, 33 siege strength. So I'll still have over 200. Think I should be able to break this city palisades in one turn. And hopefully, if I besiege this place, that will also cut off retreat if I fight a battle here and win. If, say, these guys come and try to help them, and help kill them off. This guy is hiding because, like I said, I think I need to wait one more turn for this gang of birds to lose their leader and become easy prey, and then I can just kill them automatically. Excuse me. Elsewhere in the world, Ulm is fighting along his border. He's besieging. He's managed to push down to besiege Blue Coast, which is great, and the fort is actually broken. So he will be attacking there next turn. And then other than that, they're just kind of swapping provinces back and forth along the border. Nazca has successfully pushed him back, but I think Ulm will be able to take this fort, and then he'll be kind of fighting in this direction. Now that is Nazca right there, so that'll be a little bit challenging. Here, boy, kind of a hard call. They're holding the walls against me. I have 163 siege strength, but they have more defense than that. Which means they have flying units in there. Which is a little bit frightening, because that implies that they've been summoning, because I don't think they had a lot of stuff in position to move in. The really worrisome part is that that kind of implies that they have the ability to break out. My Anakites would be tough, but we'll see. Nahum, yeah, Nahum, just go down over here. Just join the party, please. And come down there, and you guys can go be like there. Yeah, be like that. So we're going to do that, and then Pud is going to go try and take Assad here. That's Demon Knights. That is a terrible random event that took that province away. Wow. This is like the unluckiest area in the world. Bogus and Demon Knights. Oof. But we're going to stack up all our Anakites right here. And we are going to wait for a turn, just because, like I said, I said I was going to give it back to Marignan if they could come and take it, but I don't know if they can come and take it, to be fully honest. In terms of mage recruitment, I'm recruiting mages most places, and occasionally a couple of troops as well. I actually don't want those troops up there. I want those troops down here. I've got a Zamzamite. I'm recruiting Anakites and another Adon. And Dar is casting Dirge for the Dead, so he's going to summon my first Ditan. My first of the Ditanu, who is an ethereal super Anakite. So that will be swell. Up here I switched back from Emites to Rephite Sages, because I think they're more useful in this context. Same up here, got Rephite Sages going. Over here, don't have enough money to start a mage, but I am going to recruit a couple of Bashanites. I'll have those Bashanites being recruited here so they can kind of provide reinforcements as necessary. And that, I think, is going to be the turn. Bird War is, well, it's going. Not really sure how we're doing yet. Poor Zorfion, he is nearly dead. I'm going to have to move his items off him pretty soon. In fact, I'm going to move his items off him now just so that I don't forget. And I will give them to Og. I need to hit research level, I need to hit construction 6 so that Og can forge me a Skull of Fire. But I need to hit I want to hit Conjuration 7 first, since that will give me all kinds of cool stuff. I will be summoning Mazikim, but once again I have no Nature Gem income, and so I'm hesitant to spend my Nature Gems. So it is what it is. You, however, should forge another Boots of the Messenger. You research, what items do I have? I've got one set. I want two, because I have a Ditan and an Adon coming out this turn. And I'm going to contact Ulm and ask for more thug gear. Armor of knights, weaponry, all that kind of good stuff. Still summoning sea trolls. I've got a reasonable pile up here. I'll get yet another pile, and those will help because they're pretty beefy chaff. Protection low, but they do have 50 hit points and they do regenerate, so that's something. They will still, of course, get eaten absolutely alive by birds because they don't have shock resistance and they don't have high enough protection to shrug off those attacks. To be fair, almost nothing does. Even Anakites don't. So, we will see how it goes. Yeah, a little bit distressed that Satis got beaten up so bad, but at least he weakened this army. I mean, he took out more than a third of this army. Also, I am sending Earth and Air Gems to Ulm again. Ulm has cast Riches from Beneath. I think we mentioned that last time. Yeah, that was last turn. And as soon as he can, or relatively soon at least, he will also be putting up Earthblood Deep Well, which will about double, or a little less than double, our total Team Earth Gem income. I'm going to have Sibergol come down here into Jerib, just speculatively. I think I can make it, and at least it'll hurt Mictlan. And I need to hurt Mictlan as much as possible. I need to cut down on his income. Attacking Mictlan's income is a valuable strategy at this point, because his Eagle Warriors do cost upkeep. So if we can whittle away how much money he's making, then we might be able to prevent him from continuously recruiting more Eagle Warriors. Because right now he does have quite a lot. Probably around... How many does he actually have in assist? 60? Yeah, actually Satis killed almost half of his army. He's got about 60, so 60 there. Probably another 20 or 30 here. And about another 20 or 30 at least here. So yeah, he's probably got upwards of 100, plus whatever he has in these provinces that I can't see, plus these guys down here. That's just an Eagle Warrior expansion party, so that's going to be like 15 or 16. So it will be interesting to see. Now, Pangaea has resurged somewhat, although there was a kill there. That might have been a scout being killed. Let me see, did I get score graphs for him? Nope. Nope, 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 nope. My gem income dropped very precipitously this turn. What caused that? Well, I lost the lava lake. Ah, and I lost Witherland, which gives me the Sun Ridge and another lava lake. So that was another 4 gems. So I lost 6 gems this turn. Okay. Not the end of the world. Mostly fire gems. Not too worried about it. I'll be able to get out another 2 casts of Contact Sea Trolls. And then I'll see if maybe I can get it back into forging some with my water gems or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But my research is up to 900 research points per turn, which is okay at this point of the game. That's pretty solid. And it will only be going up further because Ulm will still be sending me research items. I am so glad that I picked Ulm as a disciple. I'll be honest, it's made this a lot easier. Without Ulm, my research would be in the tubes right now. Like it was, you know, the whole early game. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you all in turn 38 as the bird war continues, and hopefully, if everything goes as I hope they will, then I'll take this fort and crack this one this turn, while hopefully also destroying these units, and these units if they come to reinforce. Because I think, as small as it is, I think this force can manage it. I've got 7 Anakites all told, all on guard commander. I've got a couple of attack rear bait squads. I've got Macklemore, who is going to bless himself, and then he doesn't have any really other good spells necessarily. Yeah, he doesn't. I guess he could cast a fire shield, but they all have protection from fire, so there's no point. And then I've got Thar and Uzziah, just Horde of Skeletonings. Horde of Skeletons-ing. And Uzziah is right in the middle here, so he should get hit by the blessings. He won't need to bless himself, he'll just cast Invulnerability. And Thar actually should also cast Invulnerability in order to keep himself from being murdered. Invulnerability gives you natural protection 25 against non-magical attacks, and all except the shock portion of the attacks here is non-magical, so invulnerability will work on it. It won't work against Supayas later in the game, but it works on Condors and it works on Eagle Warriors and Jaguars. So it's by far the most efficient way to provide protection if you're not fighting magical attacks. If you are fighting magical attacks, it doesn't work. It just doesn't accomplish anything. I will, however, need more siege chaff, more siege strength in order to break these forts effectively with all these birds defending them, so that'll be an interesting challenge. But in any case, that's the end of the turn. I'll see you next time.